say, oh, why does it feel so good to be there? Getting what I want, boy, why does that make you so mad? You see, oh, why does it feel so good to be there? 'Cause if the struggle that you're looking for, oh baby,
All right, and we're back and we're live. What up, TikTok? What up, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube? All these different platforms are streaming to, and it is Degen Fantasy on September 20th, 2024. Appreciate everybody joining in, and we got a nice slate of ways to win big this weekend. I got a $1 million parlay placed in my fucking Fanatic Sportsbook. 50 cents to win $1 million. But outside of that, we have some actual bets on college football, NFL football, and then we're going to be taking NFL fantasy questions in between, talking about each game, as well as we are sponsored by SoBet. We have this new scrolling feature across the bottom of our stream, and we are giving away free Degen Fantasy merch, as well as we're giving away a Breece Hall signed rookie card out of $199. For anyone that signs up in the description, it's also in the description link of our TikTok. So, gentlemen, I know there's a lot of money to be made. I know the picks are ready to roll. Where are we starting this evening before we get into some NFL with college football?
Take us to Nebraska. Pop that line for me.
Take us to Nebraska. Where is that? I got it. I do. Look at that. All right.
Here's the simple rub on this game. Nebraska looks good, right? They're favored by 7.5. Okay. Total 42.5. We're looking at that right now. Money line way too fucking juiced right now. Don't even touch it. Brian, what do you like in this game?
I actually like a prop. So earlier in the season, Nebraska basically ran 4 different running backs against shit teams. Against Colorado, they actually kind of narrowed it down to one, who's Dante Dowdell. And his prop is 56.5 yards rushing. He's averaging 6 yards a rush. And, Illinois, when they actually played someone, they played Kansas, and they gave up 186 yards rushing. I think you have to go over on this prop. It's one of the better props that I've seen this week. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Dante Dowdell with over 56.5 yards rushing against an Illinois defense who got absolutely manhandled by the Kansas Jayhawks 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, love that pick. I love the over in this game just altogether. I think what you're looking at here is Nebraska probably starts kicking the shit out of them rather early in this game, and then Illinois has to throw the ball for the rest of the game just to try to catch up with Nebraska. I do think that there are touchdowns to be had on Illinois' side. I know Nebraska is really good stopping I think they're top 20 in rush defense. I'm pretty sure. And Illinois is not going to be able to move the ball that way. They do have like a pretty incredibly large back, so maybe they could bust the hole open. But I really feel like Altmaier and Raiola are going to throw at least 2 passing touchdowns today. That's a plus 400 SGP. Love that play. The main play though is over 42.5. I do see a lot of points being scored. I really, Rocky Prop, pop yourself up. Let's talk real quick. I want to talk to you about Dylan Raiola. Do you know you're muted? You're muted.
I'm gonna make this.
Do you know Dylan Raiola?
Do I know the Muffin Man?
Dylan Raiola. He's the starting quarterback for Nebraska. Have you ever seen him?
I have never seen him a day in my life.
I want you to pull up. Can you pull up a picture for us of Dylan Raiola? And I want you to look at him and just tell me the first name that comes to mind when you see him.
All right, give me 1 second because I wanted to get that one real quick. Dylan Raiola.
Raiola.
Dylan Raiola.
Mm-hmm. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I do know exactly who this is. This is the kid that walks and talks and acts like Patrick Mahomes. He does the same thing when he's on the field, and he's like, he does the weird like Mahomes, like weird like diva walk.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Weird cat.
Yeah. Strange cat. What do you think? Pop Bri back up real quick.
I'm making it so we're all on the screen right now. I'm just gonna be the smallest one.
Just in the middle, very sandwiched in there. Bri, what do you think about Raiola so far this season?
So he was highly recruited. He was originally going to go to Georgia. Nebraska pulled him late in the cycle. Others went to go get him. He's a legacy. His dad played at Nebraska, so it makes sense. I think his uncle's on the coaching staff. I mean, he's super hyped, right? As a true freshman. So I mean, kid's 18 or 19 years old. The games that I've seen him, he looks poised. Now, granted, some of his stats are, I think, a little bit inflated just because he's got a pretty good receiving core and he's basically chucked the ball up for 50-50 balls, which his receivers have come down with. And they really haven't played anyone. I mean, if you consider Colorado a good opponent.
Which we don't.
This might be really their first test against a really good defense.
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, I think the jury's still out on him. The talent's definitely there. And like I said, he's one of the highly regarded freshman quarterbacks that's in the nation. So we'll see. Jury's still out, but I mean, the trajectory is in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the kid has all the intangibles to get there. I just really don't like the fact that he pretends to be Patrick Mahomes, and I think that really fucking throws me off. I don't know what it says about someone's confidence within themselves. Like, I like my quarterback to be like
an individual.
Yes, because you want a leader, right? You don't want a fucking quarterback that's cosplaying another quarterback. Like, that makes no sense to me. So I really hope he grows out of this bullshit Patrick Mahomes thing. Maybe it's because I hate the Chiefs so much right now because they just shit on the Bills constantly. But I really hate the fact that he like dresses, has the same haircut, has the same sunglasses as Patrick Mahomes. Doesn't have the arm talent right now, obviously. I don't think anybody really does on par with Mahomes. But I think that this is, you're right, biggest test they're going to face. I think on the other side, even for Illinois, this is the biggest test they're going to face. What Nebraska did in the recruiting portal, or just the portal in general, but also on the recruiting trail, they really beefed up that fucking defense, man. I mean, they are stout in between the fucking tackles. Like, they are going to be hard to run on. So let's hope we get a fucking little shootout here. I'm curious to see what Raiola looks like against an actual fucking defense, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at his stats, it's mind-blowing. His completion percentage is 74%, which is absolutely incredible, right? But when you look at, let's say, the Colorado game, which was really the biggest test, he completed, I got out of it. He completed like 23 out of 30 passes. But it was only for like 6 yards of completion. So he had like 185 yards total with a touchdown. So not mind-blowing yards. So it's a lot of check down stuff, a lot of short underneath stuff. Want to see them stretch the field. And I know that's not really Nebraska ball right now to stretch the field. Now they were able to throw some bombs against some of the weaker opponents that they faced, like UTEP and Northern Iowa. But I mean, let's really focus on Colorado, who's, another Power 4 school and probably the best comp that we can get to kind of predict what he's going to do in Big Ten play.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see this. Big test starts tonight. That's why we went over it right away. My pick, you can see it on the nice little scroll down right now. It's actually scrolling around at the right time here. Thank you for that, Rocky Prop. Nice little scroll bar there. We feel like ESPN that curses.
I like the feel of it, right?
Yeah. Raiola and Altmaier over 1.5 touchdowns. Not as heavy on that one, but that's a plus 400 number. I like it. And then the game to go over. I know we're talking defense and shit like that, but I do think after a while it is going to turn into okay, we can't really run on this side of the ball with the Illini, so they're going to have to fucking throw it. And they do have a lot of options on the outside to throw it to. Okay, so moving on from there, Rock, we got any questions or you want to just keep rolling?
Yeah, no, we'll hit 2 questions here. We're going to go, should I start Tank Dell, Alec Pierce, or Carson Steele?
Fuck.
I would not start Tank Dell yet. I mean, man, has he looked a little lost the first couple of weeks, right? That might be an understatement. I don't think Tank Dell can be played. And who are the other two?
Alec Pierce and Carson Steele.
Yeah,
I think Steele has the upside.
But I hear everyone saying Carson Steele has the upside, but the fucking kid doesn't. What is the upside there? He gets hit 3 yards after the line every time. Like,
upside is the volume.
Yeah, but he also fumbles. Like, I don't know what the upside is.
Fumble.
I don't even know who's Alec Pierce. Who is
Alec Pierce? Plays in Indianapolis. He's the one. He's the only person catching the long bombs from AR.
Okay, go ahead and fucking start that guy and see if Anthony Richardson can fucking throw a touchdown. I don't know, man. I think those are horrible options. I'd probably stick to just who has the best matchup, but definitely don't start Carson Steele.
And then 2 more, and then we'll go back to the next college game. And if you guys get us to 1K, we'll sneak some more in. Someone said Achan or Kyron. I answered that while you guys were talking. I said Achan.
Yeah, that's
a fairly simple one. But Diggs, Moss, or Alec Pierce at flex?
Ooh, probably Moss for me because I like the matchup better.
Okay. And then last one until the next game break will be Evans or DeAndre Swift at flex. I think you got to go Mike Evans. It's an easy one.
I think so.
Yeah. What has Swift done this season? I haven't heard anything. He's in Chicago, correct?
He is.
Yeah, so you got to stay away from that Chicago offense until they can fucking learn how to block.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to get back to because we're just talking college football for a little bit on stream because we're on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter streaming Degen Fantasy. Get us to 1K, and then we'll start the fantasy mecca. All right, let's go.
All right, so moving on. Next game on the board for us is the USC Trojans against the Michigan Wolverines. USC's laying 6.5. Total's at 43.5. Just from my standpoint, Michigan's got a new starting quarterback that doesn't know how to throw the fucking ball. So it's going to be a shit show, in my opinion. USC, real stout up front. I think, Brian, we could both agree USC has definitely hit the portal fucking hard and found some dudes that are big and strong and fucking fast. So USC spending that fucking NIL money like fucking like crazy right now. And you got to love it because they really have turned into a fucking team. One team that I think with the quarterback play, if it keeps up, I think they might be able to compete in the playoff, maybe catch a win. I don't think they'll win anything like serious, but if they catch a win, maybe they can get on a little bit of a roll. I see an under in this one. I think Michigan, just by starting Orgy, I think it's going to be a fucking firm rushing attack. Look for a lot of long drives from them to kind of wear out that USC defense. I do think this game's going to be close. I think 6.5 is a lot of points to be laying. I know Texas went in there and fucking whooped the shit out of Michigan, but on a talent level perspective, I feel like Texas is just a fucking buzzsaw this season. It's going to be really, really hard for them not to win a national championship, I think, especially when we look at what Georgia did against Kentucky last week. And Alabama doesn't, I mean, they look good offensively, but defensively they can be fucking had. So I'm going to go under 43.5 here. I'm not like firm on this at all. I'm not like laying a bunch of units on this, but I do like the under here. What about you, Bri?
So the total opened at 47.5. Once Orji was named the quarterback, it dropped 4 points to 43.5. I think some markets will say 42.5. I hate this game. I can't really get my mind around how this game's going to play out. I think for everything that USC's done well on the front, defensively, especially with Lynn becoming the new defensive coordinator, they're playing a lot better. That said, I still have doubts about USC's defensive line as far as they just don't have much size. They don't have a single person over 300 pounds on a defensive line, and Michigan's going to want to run the rock right down their throat. And that's what they're going to try to do with everyone, especially with Orji as a quarterback. They're going to try to run. And the question is, and we still haven't solved this, is, and I don't think LSU is a good barometer of how USC's defense is going to play because LSU doesn't run the ball very well. Can USC's front stand up to big boy football? And Michigan's going to bring big boy football. Now, we looked at the Texas game, and they can't play from behind because they don't have the firepower to do so. But if it's a trench game, low scoring game, like we kind of think it's gonna be, can USC go 4 quarters in the trenches with Michigan? I don't know that answer. That's why I hate this game. I would have liked it better if Warren was starting as the quarterback. I think I'd have a better idea of how this game would work. But with Orji being thrown in as a starter and playing 4 quarters, I just don't know. I'm laying off this game. I think it's going to be low scoring. But yeah, jury's still out on USC's defense, at least in my mind.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. It's going to be low scoring. Hopefully it sticks to the script that I want it to. I am curious because this is USC's biggest test, in my opinion. I do think Michigan still has the dogs up front. I do think they still recruited quite well. They have Wink Martindale, former Ravens defensive coordinator, I'm pretty sure. They're going to blitz. They're going to come heavy. I'm curious to see what Miller Moss does. I don't know, man. I think he's going to see a lot of fucking bodies in front of him. So we'll see if that USC line holds up. We'll see what that defense, if they can hold up, they're going to be fine if they can stop the run. But if they cannot, it's going to be a long fucking day for USC. So biggest test of the season. Let's see how they pass it. Hopefully they do. Got a couple fucking futures on USC that is going to depend on them winning this game. So let's hope they fucking win it. All right. Rock, we got questions?
Worthy, Robinson, or Jennings at flex?
Good one. That's a fucking good one. Rock, what do you think?
So I'm thinking Xavier's kind of, he's getting through. He had a big first game, so everyone's really high on him. He's going through his rookie woes, and they're trying to figure it out. I don't know if he means Bijan. I'm assuming he does not have Bijan at a flex spot, so I think he means Brian Robinson Jr. or the other one, Thomas, whatever the fuck, or Juwan Jennings. I think you can take a stab at Juwan, but I think Kittle's going to take the majority of that second level of scoring touch in San Francisco. I don't think it's
Kittle
a lot of
is doubtful.
What?
Kittle is doubtful. He got
Fuck.
downgraded to doubtful. So maybe you think about going. Who was it? Jennings? You said.
I would probably start Worthy for the upside then.
I just feel like with Worthy, I feel like with Worthy, he's got like 3 or 4 plays that are run for him, and then he just kind of disappears. So I don't know, man.
Sounds like Drake London.
Yeah, good
Thoughts
point.
on
Good
Garrett
fucking point.
Wilson. The Make-A-Wish Foundation says, thoughts on Garrett Wilson. I think with Garrett Wilson, everyone's kind of worried about, I don't know if it's the targets or if it's the chemistry. They're still trying to build that chemistry in New York. I just think I'm very happy for not drafting him because I knew that it was going to be another season, another year of just
Go
kind of
fuck
like,
yourself.
no, but it's true. No, but it's true because
No, I drafted him, so go fuck yourself. How about that? You like that?
An early second round pick on him, and like he's just so inconsistent. He's always been inconsistent. I just don't think that you're going to get the return that you're looking for out of him when you draft him so high. So that's my thoughts on Garrett Wilson.
I agree. Go ahead. Yeah.
The next two games that Jets play are at home against the Broncos and then at Minnesota. And I mean, you start looking at the Jets and they got crushed by San Francisco week 1.
Yep.
They beat the Texans, and then last night they dismantled, I would say, the Patriots. And they didn't play. I don't think they played their best last night, and they still won 24-3. I think Rodgers, once he starts rolling here in the next couple of weeks, that offense is going to start to look a lot better. And you have to think that that Wilson's the number one target there, right? So he had a touchdown last night. It was a great ball in the corner.
It was
5 catches and 33 yards and a touchdown. So I think he's on the verge. I think he's about to break out.
No, it was a phenomenal throw by Aaron Rodgers. It's just, I don't know, the fucking dynamic of like how much the ball spread around in New York is so weird. Even seeing that with like Breece Hall's also getting some competitive backfield work with whatever his name is, Jalen Brown, whatever the fuck his name is. It's just a weird offense. It's a weird setup. Smell says, "Hey, my crackers."
What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Glad to see you here.
It's weird. I don't really like anything about New York right now.
Okay, let me hop in real quick on this New York topic. Sorry, I had to go check the pizza. The kids are fucking yelling at me. I got to get them fed too soon. All right, listen. I do think you have to look at the game yesterday and be a little excited by the product from the Jets. I know that the Patriots suck dick, but I think that was a pretty solid performance from fucking Aaron Rodgers yesterday. I do think that Garrett Wilson caught a touchdown. That's a good look. I think he had like 15 points, something like that, Rock.
Yeah, he did.
But the real fucking standout from this offense right now is Braylon Allen. Like, this fucking kid is a great fucking running. His name's Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's fucking great. I love watching that fucking guy. My future on them to win the AFC East is still alive. Thank fucking Christ. Thought it was dead. Gonna be real honest with you guys. Thought it was fucking dead. Aaron Rodgers looked a little bit better. Seems to hate the fuck out of his coach. I get it. Robert Saleh seems like he's a bitch. Not gonna lie. That fucking shit. That the vibes are all wrong with that fucking guy. I'll tell you that, man. And like Smell says, Lazard is getting the targets that maybe we all thought were going to Mike Williams. But when you think about it, like, Lazard came from fucking Green Bay. He knows where to go when Aaron Rodgers goes on his little fucking spiel and fucking dances around the pocket a little bit. He finds the fucking opening spots. I actually think that, like, the way we're looking at it now, the way he's been scoring, Lazard might have been a good, solid late round pick that nobody fucking had, right?
Yeah, and he got scooped up pretty quick off waiver wire, and he's looking like a good option.
I mean, so here's my counterpoint. So Wilson, so far this season, has 26 targets in 30 games. Lazard has 16, so 10 less over. So, I mean, extrapolated, essentially 3 less targets per game, which comes out to about what? Just over 8 targets a game Wilson's getting. That's in line with a CD Lamb. CD Lamb's getting about 8 per game. So I don't think you can. I think the yardage will come, The yardage is down right now. The touchdowns will come. Like I said, I think once Rodgers starts heating up, Garrett Wilson is going to be Garrett Wilson again.
Has he
I
ever
mean-
been good though? Like realistically, has he
Yeah.
ever been like really good?
I-
No, but
yes,
like
I don't-
he's a good receiver. Has he
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
been
yeah.
like really good? Like Jay Jettis, CD Lamb, Tyreek
No, because
Hill?
he's never had
I
a
feel like
quarterback.
yeah, I get that. And now he has one. and he
Zach
doesn't look
Wilson
great.
was throwing the ball for the better part of the last 3 years. So, like,
That's
let's take a
awesome.
break on him.
I know, but you know who's better than Garrett Wilson?
Who?
Rashee Rice. Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong.
Hey, you're-
Say I'm wrong.
Listen.
wrong.
One.
Say I'm wrong.
Okay, but hold on, because if Garrett Wilson was playing with Mahomes, I think he would think differently. I really do. I think Garrett Wilson is a more talented wide receiver than Rashee Rice.
Yeah, last year he had 95 receptions, almost 170 targets. Yeah, I mean, the ball's going to get to him. I'm bullish on Wilson at this point until the wheels fall off. So, in my opinion, you wait on him. You keep starting him because at some point it's gonna all click.
Yeah, I agree. Let's hit a YouTube question. Chris Genova sounds Italian, so I kind of like the question already without reading it. Hey, guys, in the flex, which two would you start of these three? Shakir, Akers, and Ford. It's a PPR. Rock, sit this one out. We're going to give this to the Admiral. Give it to me, Admiral.
So Shakir, Akers, and Ford. I would start Shakir and Ford, I think, right now, of those two.
I agree.
Akers is splitting carries, so yeah, I would go with those two.
Yeah, I just feel like Shakir is so slept on this season, and he's got so much upside, and like the volume's just going up every game.
Yeah, listen, there's something to be said about Shakir. Good, all right, good man. There's something to be said about Shakir. A lot of people slept on him. A lot of people slept on this Buffalo offense. Very, very, very happy to see that we get to catch Jacksonville off back-to-back horrible losses. I'm sure we'll lose this game outright, so be on the lookout for that. Josh Allen, this is a perfect Josh Allen throws the ball, like laterals it 60 yards down the field for some reason, and then they take it they just pick it a little scoop and score afterwards. So be careful with this game. If you're a Bills fan or betting on the Bills, I would just not do it. But if you look at it, the Bills now have two pretty interesting pieces that weren't allowed to shine when Stephon Diggs was there, Shakir and Cook. I feel like something building in Buffalo with those two guys. And I agree. I don't even know where Akers is playing right now, but I definitely wouldn't start fucking Akers. That's for sure.
Why do I not remember where the fuck he is? I forget. A running back just went down and he slid in with someone else.
Okay.
Hey, do you have any more college football or?
Yeah, we got like 3 more games. Keep asking questions. I got to go pizza check.
All right. So Make-A-Wish Foundation says, what about JT, which is Jonathan Taylor? I feel like he's the only part of this offense that I'm not really too worried about, even though it sucks that they're not really getting to the red zone as often and it doesn't look like they can complete drives. I think they're going to take a huge transition into making sure, like, okay, if AR is having some trouble throwing the ball, we're just going to move to our all-star running back. So I'm not really worried about JT. He's been averaging over 10 points a game, which is like the least you can ask for out of like a starting, like first round, early second round pick. And I'm betting on him to get an anytime touchdown this week. I just feel like, he's due, and it's just time for JT. Don't lose faith. Derrick Henry and Brian Thomas for James Cook. I got Henry, and is it a good trade? What do you think?
Henry, so he's giving up both of those players for Cook?
Yeah.
Henry, and who is the other player?
Henry and Brian Thomas Jr. in Jacksonville.
I guess it really depends on the rest of your roster. Obviously, it looks like you're trying to upgrade your running back. So I'm assuming you have a good running back RB2 and a flex that you can kind of move some pieces around and consolidate talent. If you're trying to optimize your lineup, I think yes, you do that trade. I think Cook is valuable, not only out of the backfield but as a pass catcher as well. But it just really depends on how your lineup.
He says he has Mason and CMC on IR.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just caught up in name brand. I do want to move Derrick Henry, but I think there's enough name brand value, especially when you're throwing in a piece, that you can get a little bit higher.
Yeah, maybe.
I would go for JT.
You might be able to get a little bit more out of that deal. But don't get me wrong, I like Cook this year. So I might be a little biased in saying go ahead and pull it. But yeah, if you can survive maybe another couple of weeks, or at least until McCaffrey comes back, if he does, you might be able to wiggle some more out of that trade.
Yeah, and Chris Genova says Mixon and Pierce. That's what it was. I was trying to figure out where Cam Akers is playing because Mixon and Pierce are hurt. Hurts or Carr? There's a good one for Bry.
So for next week, I think
Saints are playing the Cowboys and the Eagles are playing.
No, the Eagles are playing the Saints.
Eagles are playing the Saints. That's right. I'm shot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, man, I think you have to go Derek Carr. The pass rush for Philadelphia is beyond frustrating. Fangio's defense is very soft. They rush for, no stunts, no slants. They just rush for, and they have not been getting to the quarterback. And I think that's where Carr excels, is when he has a clean pocket. So I'm going with Derek Carr scoring more points than Jalen Hurts. I know Hurts might have more rushing yards and might be able to accumulate yards that way. But you also don't have A.J. Brown, right? You're relying on Devontae Smith and Goddard. And Saquon. They haven't really used Saquon out of the backfield as a pass catcher, surprisingly. And Britton Covey got 2 targets in the red zone last week. So I think Hurts is limited. I do think it's going to be maybe a shootout this week, but at this point, Derek Carr against this Eagles defense, which looks terrible.
Yeah, I think that's a good call there.
I'm so glad that I got to catch the ass end of Brian shitting on the Eagles. I can't, dude. I was waiting for this to happen. The one text I get from the other day was like, I feel like I just I got my heart ripped out by the Eagles for like 45 minutes. And you got to be right there. Yeah, Fangio's like all fucking smoke and mirrors, by the way. Everyone thought he was like the big fucking head honcho defensive coordinator. He's obviously a piece of shit. So Akers plays in Houston, and it looks like Mixon and Pierce are going out. So then I think I like that play. If he's going to be the primary back in Houston, I think I would probably side with Shakir and Akers.
Yeah, I agree with that one. And then I just also saw in a notification that your brother dropped the Bills defense for the Chargers defense.
Oh, score! I'm going to scoop them up real quick.
I don't know why he would do that. I think it's because they played the Panthers last week with Bryce Young. And then we're gonna do 2 more, and then we're done. We're not done, but we're gonna go back to another college game real quick. Chase or Neighbors?
Chase this week.
Yeah, we'll go Chase too. Guys, get us to 1K likes, please, and then we'll get back to these. And then Akers or Deontay Johnson?
Yes. That's gross. Yuck. Akers, but I don't like it. Akers, but I hate it.
And then someone said I traded Neighbors for AJ Brown, and I got Brown. Coming off, you sold high.
Good trade.
At least that trade. You sold high on it because he had 18 targets last week and over 100
who did
yards.
He trade that to? Who took that?
I don't know. Maybe a Giants fan and someone who didn't watch or didn't look at the. I don't know.
Danny Dimes can't throw a ball further than 15 yards, and wow, what a horrible trade that was.
That was a terrible trade that dude accepted. So you
got
away with
bad, dude.
Bank heist.
Good for you, man.
All right, back to college football. Guys, get us to 1K likes, and I'll start reading these again. Come on.
Okay, here we go. Next game up, we got Utah plus 2.5. Totals 52.5 versus OK State. Bry, start us here.
So the really surprising thing about OK State is, well, they come in with maybe one of the best running backs in the nation. He has not performed very well this year. He's rushing for less than 4 yards a carry. Surprising. I think defenses are trying to stop him, which is obviously going to stack the box. But yeah, he has not been as impressive. I really think that Utah is the better team in this game. This line has jumped around back and forth, and it's had some wild movement. So Utah was a favorite at one point, then Oklahoma State was a favorite, then Utah again, back to Oklahoma State. So I think right now Oklahoma State is a 2.5 point, or Oklahoma State's a 2.5 point favorite. I like Utah to cover plus 2.5 on the road. I think they actually win outright. Here's a couple stats. Oklahoma's defense is not very good. So Pro Football Focus would rank Oklahoma State's defense 98th in rushing. And Utah likes to pound the ball. They're also 87th in tackling metrics, according to Pro Football Focus. So it's not a very good defense for Oklahoma State. They allow six yards per carry against North Dakota and 7 yards a carry against Arkansas. That's bad news, especially with Utah coming into town, and they love to pound the rock. I love Utah here. I think Cam Rising was out last week. He comes back this week after a hand injury. I think he has stitches in his hands, but he's still going to go. So I think they're going to run it down Oklahoma State's throat. And this is one of my plays this week. I like Utah plus 2.5.
Yeah, I like that play. One thing I cannot wrap my head around is like how many years Cam Rising has been in college. I feel like he might be on season 7. Pretty incredible that he's been at Utah for fucking 7 seasons. Always injured, by the way, too. So don't like that. But you're telling me they have a good rushing attack, and OK State has a terrible rushing defense. I feel like that my play under 52.5 is like perfectly in line. I think what you'll see when you look back at both of these teams, when they played lesser competition, they were scoring the ball quite well. I think when you see, like when OK State comes out and sees a quite stout Utah team, which not a lot of people think of Utah that way, but their defense is well coached. They have a great head coach, and their defense is well coached as well. So I really think we're looking at another under. I know everyone hates unders, but man, do they cash. So hit me with the under 52.5 here, and let's hope Rising fucking doesn't get injured again for the 10th year in a row.
We did touch on this, not to interrupt real quick. Someone was talking about Raiola and the Patrick Mahomes thing. Someone says, is he actually a dog?
Yeah, Raiola is, I believe he was the number 2 quarterback this past class. Was it 2 or 3?
I mean, he was a top 5 recruit, so
yeah,
I mean,
he was either the best quarterback or the second best quarterback. He is a dog. All signs are that this kid, if he spends the time he needs to spend in college with Matt Rule, he's going to be a first round draft pick.
He might even be the next Patrick Mahomes. You know,
is he going to be Patrick Mahomes 2? I doubt it, but I do think the kid's got fucking talent. I mean, there's not much you could say, but Admiral said it earlier, 74% completion percentage. I know it's not far, but still, the kid's, within 15 yards, the kid's really accurate. So let's hope he can fucking get that accuracy down the field, but he's a fucking dog. Absolutely.
He was the number 2 quarterback recruit behind Lagway at Florida, who should be starting, but.
And then real quick, also someone brought up, and I saw this too, with Arch and that rushing touchdown he had, everyone's saying that he was running faster than Tyreek.
Let's
They
calm
clocked
down.
him at 27-8 or so 24-7 or something like that. And I guess
don't-
Tyreek was like 24-6.
Listen, Tyreek would outrun Arch Manning, like just in general. But this Manning is like, if like maybe like somewhere down the line, like Mike Vick got involved with one of their wives or some shit like that, because this kid is fucking like, he is fast. I mean, I think he runs like a 4.4, 4.5, something like that. Like, for a fucking quarterback, this kid runs fucking fast. And you'll notice that he is very much so like unlike the Mannings that way. He will take the fuck off. That rushing total, until the books get a hold of it, it's 22 or 21.5 right now. Fucking run that shit. I want you to spam the over until it gets up to 30 yards, because that kid runs. He runs a lot, and he's got the frame for it too. I think he's like 6'5", right? Something like that. The
Big
kid's
kid.
fucking built. This is the next great quarterback to come out of college. I'm telling you right now. I know that's not a real strong fucking leap by me, but this kid is fucking. If I had a choice between him and Raiola, I'm taking Arch Manning any day of the week.
Damn, it's almost like you're seeing something we're not seeing out of this kid.
I know. It's
a bold
I
take.
feel like I'm just talking to the fucking wall right now. All right. Anyways, back to the
Hey.
point here, okay? All right. So next game up. Do you have another fucking for Tennessee? You couldn't find a Tennessee line?
I could not find the Tennessee line, so I will go full screen here and put down the other picks.
Okay, good deal. All right. So Tennessee is in Oklahoma. They're laying 6.5 points. Total's 56.5. I'm going to go ahead and just swing this first. All right. I don't see any point at all taking 6.5 points against Tennessee right now, especially with the the fucking ungodly offensive stats that they've put up through the first 3 games. 1,000 yards rushing, 900 yards passing, and they cannot be stopped. Heupel is obviously showing us that when he was in at Central Florida with Scott Frost, it wasn't Scott Frost. It was Josh Heupel that was really fucking propelling that offense and that team forward. He's incredible. Opponents, get this shit. Opponents, I know they haven't played the best competition. They did have I forget what game it was where they did play a somewhat decent team. Opponents are averaging 4 points against them through the first 3 games. This team is big. They are fucking built. They are finally an SEC power, in my opinion. And I think they're going to give Georgia a fucking game, a game this year. If they play, I don't know if they do. But when they do, it's going to be a fucking – I feel like Tennessee might be favored in that game, to be honest with you. It might be a pick-em, Tennessee by a half, Tennessee by a point, whatever the fuck. I'm laying this 6.5 all the way up to like 13.5. I don't care. Oklahoma doesn't have the dogs to match up with these guys, and Tennessee has one of the most explosive offenses in the game right now, probably second to Texas. So give me Tennessee minus 6.5. I think Admiral and I are on the same page there. I have a nice
it's
little.
one of my picks for the week. Tennessee minus 6.5. The big piece in my mind when I look at this game, so Oklahoma's rush defense is actually one of the best in the nation. So I think they could potentially stop Samson from going absolutely crazy on him. Like, Samson's been absolutely nuts the first 3 games. So I think there's a window where Oklahoma can stop the run. That being said, when I look at offensive efficiency for Oklahoma, they rank 88th in the nation. They haven't really played great competition. So being 88th in the nation against 3 not so great opponents, that worries me. I don't think they offensively have the ability to go blow to blow with a Tennessee. So yes, I believe that Tennessee will go into Norman. I think it might be close for a little bit. I think Tennessee will pull away. I do like them to win by double digits. So minus 6.5 is definitely on my card this week and one of the picks that is on my list.
Yeah, I like it. Got a little same game parlay on that. Lama Leva, two passing touchdowns, and Samson 75 yards. I feel like it's very achievable. I do think they will absolutely load up that box, and it's going to be a mistake. And once they get beaten a couple of times over the top and they can't score because Tennessee has a great fucking defense, it's going to be a Samson fucking party, hopefully, and he gets that 75 yards by the third quarter.
Very
Oh
nice,
my
gentlemen.
God. Twitch is back.
Twitch is here.
All right. Jerry Bagshaw, he's going to ask a nice little question here. Do you think Love plays? I'm guessing it's Jordan Love. Do you think Love plays? If not, who should I play, Fields or Daniel Jones? I actually think that you should delete your account on the fantasy app that you're using and just go ahead and do something else. Like if you want to garden or like go out to a pumpkin patch or something. I just think this is the worst. How do you have these three quarterbacks out of everyone in the league? Just get anyone else. If you could pick up the homeless guy to play, just pick him up. Like, this is horrible. I'm sure you're a nice guy. I think you've asked questions before. This is horrible. You need to do something about this quarterback situation.
Yeah. What you should do is you should play Fields for now. Hold Love. Shh. Dan. Play Fields
117 yards. That's who you're telling him to play.
Nope. You play Fields for now. It's a super flex. Play Fields for now. Sit Kevin Love on IR. Kevin Love. Jesus Christ. You got me fucked up. Jordan Love on IR. And then
I agree, Smell.
Daniel
I agree,
Jones.
Smell. My cock hurts too after hearing that. It sure does.
I feel like Fields will at least give you some rushing yards, right?
Yes, he has the rushing upside, and also he is throwing the ball a little bit better.
Okay, but everyone... Whoa! 117 yards, and he's throwing the ball well? He's throwing the ball better, right? 117 yards?
He threw it better than fucking whatever the fuck his name is over in fucking on the Bears now.
Who?
Caleb Williams?
I'm pretty sure Caleb Williams had more fucking yards. I don't... That's crazy. Okay. He's 2-0. Good job, Jerry. I didn't mean to come down like that. I apologize. It's been a long week at the office. I really think that you should look to maybe you got to do something in the intermediate. I don't think you could. I don't know, man. I hate Fields. I think he's horrible.
So applaud you. What up, Diggs? Appreciate you, gang.
Yeah, the Giants have to play the Cleveland Browns, which
it's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be a rough game, man.
Told neighbors for that trade was smart as fuck.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, I don't have my NFL picks right now, but I'm gonna take Danny Jones on the under for the passing yards like immediately as soon as I can. That is a fucking slam dunk.
Should I start Zach Charbonnet or Travis Etienne this week? That's from Jess.
I think Charbonnet, right?
I really like the matchup for Seattle going against this like banged up Miami defense. And I also think Charbonnet is like just ramping up. And without Kenneth Walker, it's a nice spot. I'm starting Charbonnet this week. So I think it's a good play. And then Pat Sox, new follower, and is also liking the shit out this live stream. So I appreciate it. He said start two, Devontae Adams, Malik Neighbors, Godwin, or Ford.
Adams is a start now. He's very much so in the game.
Yep.
That's an auto start.
Yeah, it's an auto start right now. Take it easy, Smell. We will. Rocky Prop will absolutely stay gay for you.
Super gay.
Anyway, yeah, super gay. Yeah, you got to start Godwin too, right? Like I feel like. Yeah, that's kind of the play. Are we only starting 2 out of those?
Yeah, we're starting 2 out of those. Also, are we fully covered on college football?
No, we still have games. Stop rushing us.
I'm not rushing. I was just curious to what we have.
You're rushing us. Just keep asking.
Yeah, Godwin plays the Broncos this week.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I like that matchup. That's a good matchup for them. The Broncos look like they can't do shit again, so that's good.
All right, so then let's get into the next one because we're slowing down on questions right now.
All right, Sharby looks good, man. All right, we're moving on. We got Missouri and Vanderbilt playing. Missouri's laying 20.5 points. 52.5 is the total. Missouri has given up about 21 points on the season, all to Boston College. So I think I'm a little. I know Vanderbilt's coming off of a fucking upset loss against Georgia State. I know that's a bad look, but I did not like what I saw from Missouri against Boston College. I think if you're an SEC team and you're playing an ACC team like Boston College, who barely beat fucking Florida State, you got to put up better numbers than that, and you got to show me that you can stop what I assume is a worse quarterback than Paiva, who's in Vanderbilt right now. So I'm going to take Vandy. I love this play. I think this is one of my plays of the week. Vandy plus 20.5 is my play. And I like a little sneaky Paiva to throw an interception here. I think he's thrown an interception 2 out of 3 games so far, and Missouri's got a nice ball hawking defense. So those are my plays for this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I'm definitely not laying 20 plus points in an SEC game. But can I, in good faith, can I bet on Vanderbilt against a top 10 team? I don't know if I can. I'm laying off this game. I think it's going to be close to the number. I think it's going to be like a 17, 20, 24 point game. It just really depends on what Missouri defense shows up. I think Boston College exposed the fact that a really good defense can slow down Missouri. And I think Bill O'Brien has done an insanely good job at Boston College. I feel like they could have won that game. But I don't know if Vanderbilt has the horses to be a Boston College, to be honest with you. So I'm laying off the game. I think it's going to be close to the number. If I had to pick a side, I guess I take Vanderbilt, but I can't in good conscience pick Vanderbilt against a top 10 team.
Okay, I like it. And just so everyone's aware, Justin Fields, 11.94 points first week, 11.38 points the second week.
Yes.
Just want that to be very clear. You want to start a tight end or a quarterback?
What was Daniel Jones the first 2 weeks?
It's probably somewhere around the same or less. Pat Sox real quick asking, have any sneaky NFL division winner parlays?
Yeah. I have one right now that's gonna die, but I have a Cleveland Browns one and a Jets one to both of them together in a parlay, and obviously Deshaun Watson decided that he's not going to play quarterback this year. So, yeah, so that one's kind of dead right now.
That one's sitting down.
Yeah.
All right, and the next game on the slate.
All right, we got, not a huge game, but I really I wanted to hear what the Admiral had to say about Texas laying 44.5 to Louisiana Monroe, and the total is 52.5. So please tell me how that fucking happens. One thing I will say is Louisiana Monroe's quarterback, his name is General Booty, which is just probably the best name I've ever heard in my fucking life. And I'm going to cop a fucking jersey with Booty on the back. Like, I just have to. I have no choice but to cop the jersey. What do you think? Because I'm all over fucking Arch. I think he's going to go crazy this week. Go ahead.
I mean, if you look at what ESPN's prediction is on this game, they have a 99% win probability for Texas and a 1% for Louisiana Monroe. It's not going to be a game. Obviously, Vegas has a ridiculous line on this at 44. I think the total overs in play. I think there's a very good possibility that Texas scores like 60 or 70 points.
Yeah.
Once things get absurd like that, I just automatically cross it off as a degenerate gambler. I just can't do it. The degenerate in me wants to, but I've done this way too long and I've lost a lot of money over my lifetime that I just can't do it again. So I'm laying off this game, but I think Texas is going to absolutely smoke the shit out of them.
Yeah, Texas is fucking fantastic to watch, and Arch Manning is appointment viewing at this point. The game's on at 7:30 East Coast time. Please make sure you tune into this because this kid is electric in every meaning of that fucking word. If SoBet fucking keeps telling me what to do one more time, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
I know.
Yo.
I saw that too.
Yo, fuck them. Anyways, back to the point. Take that SoBet shit off there. Here we go. Here's the play that I like. Arch Manning over 1.5 touchdowns throwing and over the passing yards of 287.5. I do think they're going to let the kid throw the ball. If you can find it, I couldn't. I like Gibson. I like Blue, the two running backs in Texas. Gibson's the lead back at this point. I like them over. I think there's going to be a lot of fucking running after this game gets out of fucking hand. And Bry's right. This total is live to go over just based off of Texas points. That's it.
Bueller.
Is that the
Sorry,
slate?
I'm reading this text. Yeah.
So that's the full slate.
Yeah.
Yep. So just to recap, I have Utah plus 2.5, Tennessee minus 6.5, and tonight I like Dante Dowdell over 56.5 yards rushing.
Who does Dowdle play for?
He plays for Nebraska.
Okay.
He's Nebraska's running back. So right now for the season, NFL and college, 14-7-1, so 66.7% winning percentage. So I think you just need to be what 57% to win.
Yep.
50, 55, 57 to be profitable. So we're screaming over that. And hopefully we go 3-0 this week.
Yeah, I have a lot of plays, so I'm sure it's going to end like horribly for me, but I'll post all of them so everyone can see it. Obviously on the scroll bar down below, you can see all the plays. I don't even want to recap all the plays that I have because I have way too fucking many. But I will say we know what the fuck we're talking about. I think that's pretty easy to see. We will be making some cash. Even if we don't have a paragraph of analysis about every fucking pick, just like we're being told by our apparently our bosses and our mothers now. So that is our boss.
Our bosses
and our
that don't
mother.
pay. So.
Yeah, our boss. It's great to get scolded by people that don't pay you. Anyways, back to the point. The one play I really do love though, and I think is pretty live. I'm gonna go. Let me just take that Utah OK State under. I think 52.5 is too big of a number. I think that's the play that I like the most.
Is it a lock? Put the mortgage on it?
No, I don't put the mortgage on anything. Besides Ugandan third division soccer. That's it. And then really in the late game, I did want to say, late game, look for Northern Iowa. If you're fucking chasing, you had a bad fucking day because you didn't follow our picks. Look for Northern Iowa plus 7.5 against Hawaii. Hawaii lost to Sam Houston State last week quite terribly. They got the shit kicked out of them, and Sam Houston State is a very, very middling, mediocre FBS team. So just look out. Northern Iowa is not a bad team, and they can they do have some playmakers on the outside, and Hawaii does not have talent whatsoever. So I like that one in the late game. That's going off at midnight on Saturday.
Yeah, I'd say another chase game late is Kansas State versus BYU. It's not on my card officially, but I am looking and doing a little bit more research on Kansas State after last week. I think 7 is a good number. I think they may win by double digits against BYU. I am scared that it's a night game at BYU. So that does scare me a little bit. And that's why it wasn't officially a play on my card. I think Kansas State's a more talented team. But those night games in Mormon country get a little scary. So it's something that I'm not officially playing, but I'm definitely looking at Kansas State minus 7 as a potential play. You might want to put a little bit of cash on it, but that's kind of my slate right now. It's small, but quality over quantity.
That's right. That's what we like.
Okay, so I got everyone's picks scrolling across the screen if you guys want to check it out as we go. And we are sponsored by W Energy. Use promo code DGenBets for 15% off your W Energy. And I'm gonna leave that up on the screen for a little bit. And without further ado, if we are settled with college, I think we are gonna step into some of the NFL side. The live on TikTok for some reason got killed, so I'm gonna start it back up right now. Okay. And let some questions roll in. It says confirm my age to go live. How old do I look, boys?
About 14 and a half today.
Well, 14 and a half just today.
All right. Let's get one from YouTube, though. Michael Lopez, PPR. Do I drop Addison and pick up a Dunze or Deontay Johnson?
I would not drop Addison at all. I think you kind of just got to wait that out. Sam Darnold looks good, and, he has the higher upside. Who is he dropping him for?
Either a Dunze or Deontay Johnson.
I think I like a Dunze more. And I think I like Addison more than a Dunze. And I don't think I've seen anything out of Deontay Johnson yet that's made me be like, whoa. And he never even caught a touchdown in fucking Pittsburgh for like 4 years, right? Wasn't it some crazy streak? He was only catching like no touchdowns.
Yeah.
So there's 4 rookie starting quarterbacks in the league, and they have combined for how many touchdowns through 2 games?
0.
Actually, it combined 8 games, I guess.
0, right?
0. Yes. So you have Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Daniels, and who's the last one? Who's the last rookie quarterback?
Who's the last rookie quarterback starting right now?
It's because it's not Drake May. It's Caleb.
Yep. Nix.
Bo Nix, and then
Daniels.
It was Jaden Daniels. That's it. There's none left.
I think there's a 4th.
I don't believe there is a 4th because out of the draft class, Michael Penix went to Atlanta. Drake May's not playing, and so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because maybe you're thinking of like Bryce Young, possibly, because he is also not thrown. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Either way, that's like for the apparently the generational class that this was supposed to be. It does not look generational at all.
It does not look too generational.
It looks like we're gonna have a rough time. Drake May came in last night in garbage time and looked just about as bad as I thought he was gonna look, to be quite honest with you. So.
Yeah, it was a rough little slot for him.
It was not good.
We are stepping into fantasy football advice or questions. If you guys want to talk about waiver wire, trade, starts and sits, please send them in right now. We're going to start off the segment rolling into, because someone was just talking about Jordan Addison, and I do have a clip I wanted to play kind of talking about the play of quarterbacks. I know a lot of people have seen this, like rookie quarterbacks, so I'm going to play this real quick, and then we'll get into the questions. So like the stream and send in some questions.
If I was Tua, I would probably call it a career. I would probably call it a wrap. If Tua was...
It's the wrong clip. Okay, cool. What's that guy's name? That white guy.
Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, so Colin Cowherd. Everyone will see a clip and they'll be like, "Wow, this is my opinion now." And in every comment section of every video, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna repeat what other people say." So he was talking about recently. I thought I had the correct clip. Talking about how rookie quarterbacks now, because him and Tom Brady were talking about it. Rookie quarterbacks now don't have the chance to like what?
What is that noise?
Was someone walking?
Do you hear that, Brad?
Yeah, it's like a little beep.
Yeah, it's like a beeping noise. What the fuck is that?
I think you're good.
Okay. Anyway, with that, they're saying that rookie quarterbacks have to start immediately and they look like shit right when they go and they don't get the time to develop. So I see that going around everywhere. And I feel like the team that's doing it the right way is Atlanta with Michael Penix. He's going to be able to develop and he's not going to get thrown out in the wilderness and be like, we either do good or not, because you're seeing it with Sam Darnold right now. And Sam Darnold's finally getting a good crack with some good wide receivers and a good opportunity to actually play. So I would keep Addison for that reason. And I think he's actually starting to show some love. Trade Cup for Godwin, says Ryan Hogan.
I I don't know if you can do that, man. I really don't know if you could do that right now.
Yeah, you gotta. Cup's got so much value, as it sounds like there's a herd of dogs howling behind my house. Cup's got so much value this season. Even if he comes back in a week or two, because Puka's still going to be hurt. And even when Puka does still come back, I feel like he's going to be more healthy than Puka, because Puka's dealing with a joint injury, aside from I guess an ankle is a joint, but a knee is a little bit more difficult than like a high ankle sprain. That doesn't seem to be as severe as what it has been in the past for Cooper Kupp, needing like surgery to repair that tendon. So yeah, I think Kupp's the long-term hold that you're really looking for to sit on. Let me see what I got. Drop your questions in below, guys. But while these are flooding in, I want to get your guys' reaction on 2 games this week, and actually 3. So first game, we're gonna start here in Detroit. It's gonna be the Lions and the high-flying Cardinals. And what do you guys think?
Cardinals figured it out last week, huh?
Yeah, the worst week for them to fucking figure it out. They fucking did. They sure fucking did.
I mean, Kyler had a perfect quarterback rating. Marvin Harrison went off, right? Danny's Boyd, I don't think had a catch.
Nope.
So
no, he was 1 for 11. He had 1 catch and 11 yards.
Okay.
Yep, 1 catch and 11 yards. Yep.
I don't know. I mean, it's in Detroit, right? Or no, it's in Arizona.
In Arizona.
Detroit's a 3-point favorite. I think Detroit's the more talented team with better pedigree. I'm not going to bet this game. This is not going to be on my card at all. If I were to bet it, I'd bet the Cardinals +3 at home.
I do have a prop from this game, and then I'm gonna get to this TikTok question. I think this is a slam dunk. Do you have a prop? Kyler Murray over 35.5 rushing yards. He had a 27-yard rushing. He had 27 yards in just 1 play last week, and I think he finished with close to 70. I think this is a smash.
Yeah, that's not the angle I'm going for. What the angle I'm hitting, I don't mind it. I think Kyler Murray looks like Kyler Murray again, and I love to see it because the rub on that kid was he was a piece of shit for quite some time. So I'm glad that he's kind of rounding back into form. And dude, the fucking Cardinals offense, even though I was getting my ass reamed out last week and I was watching just all the money that I possibly could bet on this game just get fucking thrown into a fire and burned up. They are electric to watch. But the one thing that really stands out for me, the Lions threw the ball like over 50 times last week, I'm almost positive, in a very close game that I think if they ran the ball more, they would have won that game. So here's my thing. Jahmyr Gibbs, you already have it on your dance card over there, Rocky Prop. Yep. I'm going to take David Montgomery. I'm taking both of those overs. I think you're going to see a more focused rushing attack. When the Lions were locked in, winning a bunch of games, they were running the fucking ball. They need to run the fucking ball. Jared Goff is a very effective quarterback in spurts. He needs time. He needs the play action to be good in order for him to be good. If he's just relied on to be Peyton Manning, he's going to throw 3 picks. That's just what's going to happen. But if they run through their very electric fucking backfield, which it's absurd to me that you would fucking not run through 2 of the best backs in the fucking league, by the way. Gibbs is great. Montgomery is great in his own right. I mean, they, as a tandem, they have the best running backs in the league. Like the tandem league, they have the best running back tandem. So yeah, 56.5 for Montgomery. That Gibbs line you got at 50.5 has already moved up to 51.5, and it's too low. The one thing that the Cardinals cannot do is stop the fucking run. They absolutely cannot. So look for the Lions to come out. I think this is a get-right game for the Lions. I do think it might be a little tight. The one thing the Cardinals can do is score in fucking bunches. But I do want to what the hell is happening?
Sorry, it's an accident.
But I do want to focus on those 2 fucking rushing totals. And, of course, we're taking Jared Goff under 1.5.
My book doesn't have his total.
On Prize Picks, it's there. It's under 1.5.
Guys,
I'm taking that under. That has literally – that has hit 9 out of the last 10 games. And I feel like it's. I mean, 90% you got to bet it until it's fucking 40%. Like,
And
you just got to
usually,
keep hammering it.
yeah, and usually people are like, oh, I see on Prize Picks 9 out of the 10 last games, but like it's been 9 out of 10 last games that I've consistently bet on, and it just is bringing me in money. It's an easy leg.
Yeah, I do think Detroit wins, though. I want to be very clear. I do think Detroit wins, and I do think they do it off of Gibbs and Montgomery's back.
I love watching the Cardinals play. Well, I hope they win. We got a couple questions here. Where are they at though? Hold on. I just had okay. DK Metcalf or JK Dobbins for flex. I'm gonna try to hit these rapid fire guys. So
God damn, hit. Oh wow, what a great problem to have. I think I actually am gonna side with Metcalf.
Metcalf. Yeah, I'm playing Dobbins this week, so I would love to go with Metcalf. So he also puts up 0.30 points like Ramondre Stevenson against me. But I personally would go with J.K. Dobbins. He's been averaging over 100 yards a game. He's been averaging 9 yards a carry. Not saying that's going to continue to happen, but I mean, you got to ride the hot hand. DK finally had a game. I think DK is very inconsistent. So I really hope that he can actually come in and like do something here and continue to show that he can be profitable. Someone just said I'm one away from 83.6K. Well, I'm not going to follow you, gang. And then the other one, someone said, rate my team. And it's the week 3 lineup, 12-man, full PPR, and it is Caleb Williams. 1 out of 10, boys. Each player.
Jesus.
1 out of 10. I'm going to rate each player, 1 out of 10.
So that's a 1 right now.
Josh Jacobs.
That's a 10. Josh Jacobs has been very consistent.
Okay, we got a 10. DeAndre Swift. It's also a 12-man, keep in mind.
We're going to go 1.
Justin Jefferson.
8.
Mike Evans.
Oh, 9 right now.
Travis Kelce. 5.
3.
Roma Dunze.
0. Can I go 0?
Yes, you can. My favorite on the list is Brock Bowers.
Okay, solid team. I think like maybe a 7-6 for me.
7-6. I'm gonna go 7 flat.
Okay.
I think I'm going like. I wonder what this guy's record is. I'd probably go like 6-6, 6-7. I think you need to get a quarterback.
Yeah,
you need to get a quarterback.
Derek Carr probably.
Yeah, who's on the bench? Who's on the bench?
He didn't give the bench.
Let's get him fucking telling us who's on his bench. He's got to have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, let us know who's on the bench. Guys, if we're gonna keep going live for the next like 20 minutes, you need to get these likes up to 1K. Get them to 1K, and we'll be rapid fire ripping through these. So please get them to 1K. Start 2: Derrick Henry, Rashad White, or David Montgomery. I think that's an easy answer. Rashad's a little banged up.
Yeah, Rashad's banged up. You got to start Montgomery this week. I think he's
Montgomery and Henry upside. Because you're picking 2, Montgomery and Henry.
I hate Henry this year, man. Can we talk about the lack of firepower that this right now through the first 2 games? It's Lamar. Lamar has more rushing yards than Derrick Henry, and you just can't let that happen. Like at a certain point in time, the Ravens need to understand that. By the end of the game, because Lamar has to do so much, he can barely throw the fucking ball. So they got to take some of that workload off him. He looks like he's playing Josh Allen hero ball the entire fucking game. And that's why they lost to the Raiders, man.
How many yards did Dallas give up last week against the Saints?
A lot.
Rushing yards?
I'm going to tell you right now. Give me 1 second.
No, I want you to guess.
89. I don't know, 120?
115.
So Dallas gave up 190 yards rushing last week.
Oh my God. What a get-right game for the Ravens.
And now the Ravens come in knowing that Dallas can't stop the run. I think Derrick Henry is going to be a top scorer this week. I mean, I think he's going to be a top 10 scorer this week against Dallas's defense. I think you have to start Henry. You have to start Montgomery.
How often do you see a defense score -1 points when they have an interception? Like, you don't really see that often. Dallas came back with -1 points. They
Dallas
got
looked absolutely
fucking
terrible.
hammered. I don't know if the Saints are for real, but through the first 2 games,
Yes.
they goddamn look like world beaters.
Man.
The last time a team in the NFL has scored over 90 points in the first 2 games of the season, they have won the Super Bowl both times.
Oh, when the Saints come marching in. I've been
Don't
singing that
fucking
all day.
don't start.
Oh,
Don't
I got
start.
Kamara on my team, baby. I'm hyped. I mean, you're making me a lot of money too. Jess, there's one more question. J.K. Dobbins. I think we've had this one before too. J.K. Dobbins or Travis Etienne?
Dobbins right now.
You got to roll with the hot hand. You got 100 yards a game.
Yeah, I don't like ETN's matchup against the Bills defense either. They're tackling much better. Just be very careful. This is the game that This is the game that Trevor Lawrence needs because our pass defense is a lot weaker than our rush defense. So if there's any week that you're looking at any T-Law fucking stats, I'd probably say like this is.
You keep saying that, but I watched you play 2 fantastic offensively passing teams, and you shut both of them the fuck up in Miami and in Arizona.
We didn't shut Arizona the fuck up at all. They scored 28 points on us. Yeah, we didn't shut them up at all. We stopped them in the second half.
Okay, fair enough. Pokey Loza says, I'm 2-0. Congrats to you. Give Smith or Flowers to receive Cup. Buy Cup right now. This is a topic. Smith or Flowers for Cup. Oh, that's kind of a lot. I would I'd go Zay, no? Trade Zay for Cup?
Yeah. I'd get rid of Zay if you can. If you can.
Yeah, and Zay had a good game last week. He had 22 points fantasy-wise. I just think buying on Cup right now is massive. And I also have Zay in the one league that I don't have Cup, so I'm actually going to take this trade, and I'm going to send it through and see how it goes. Kevin says, yo, twin, should I start JSN or Higgins? T's playing? Is T playing? Is T-Pain playing?
T-Pain is looking like he's going to play this week. Great matchup for him. We'll see if he wants to be in Cincinnati still, if he wants to play in Cincinnati still. Doesn't look like he wants to do either one of those things. So I'm going to side with JSN. I really do think the Seahawks found something, and their offense has been pretty consistently decent. I like JSN here.
Yeah, I think T missed a lot of time, and I think it's going to take a minute for him to get acclimated. Like Jamar missed less time than T, just fucking around asking for more money, and he looks like shit. So,
that Bengals team looks like they hate the Bengals. Like, they don't hate each other. They hate the fucking team, though. And that's not a good problem to have. This is a team that was competing for championships. Like, they were considered a contender the last couple of years, and they're imploding right now.
Yeah,
I mean, there's zero reason why the Bengals shouldn't win the next 2 games. They play the Commanders and the Panthers. So obviously they're 0-2. They should be 2-2 in 2 weeks. I stay off of T. Higgins. I think they ease him back in. I don't think they need him immediately, especially with these 2 opponents. I think they'll ease him in. He'll get some catches, but I don't think he's going to go crazy. And they don't need him to go crazy against those 2 opponents.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to want to get him slowly acclimated. I think also with the whole Jamar Chase thing that
this is all bad, man. This is all fucking bad for them.
Joe Mixon, he left at the great time. He was like, you know what, man? Not a lot of money to go around.
To be fair, though, there's not a lot of money to go around anyways because the Bengals are the brokest owners in the NFL by far. So they are weak sauce. There's a reason why that team was god-awful for so many fucking years. There's also a reason why they're selling $60 used televisions out of their stadium. Like, it's a hobby shop or a flea market. Like, who wants to be in Cincinnati anyways, period, just in general? Have you ever been like, hey, babe, what do you want to do this weekend? You want to hit Cincinnati? No, nobody said that. So let's take it easy. Maybe Brian has. I feel bad now. I feel like Brian.
As someone who lives in Cincinnati,
do you really?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, I guess.
Cincinnati, baby.
I did not know he was in Cincinnati. The funny thing is too, they're like, you want us to keep Jamar Chase? How badly do you want us to keep Jamar Chase? How about this 2006 fucking Toshiba flat screen?
2006.
You have to break your back getting into your house. Remember the flat screens that were like fat in the back?
They like had to
You had to,
fucking.
like-
They were like 3,000 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you had to like break your spine trying to get into it, dude. It was a nightmare. I appreciate 1K, guys. Questions are slowing up, so we're gonna go to the next game. Guys, dropping your questions. We kind of touched on this a little bit. Who do you think wins this one?
I mean, I think you can't pick Miami at this point. Just with their quarterback situation. So
I thought Tyler was gonna play. It's fucking that white rapper looking kid, Skylar Thompson.
Skylar Thompson. Why can you not say his name?
Because I don't respect him, and his name's Skylar.
I don't respect him. Let Brian continue.
I think Seattle's the pick.
Okay.
Seattle's a 4.5 point favorite at home. Yeah, I don't have faith in Thompson's ability to move the ball.
All right.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
say?
it's rough.
Can
Go
I
for it.
say that I actually I? All right. This is dumb. I'm gonna take the points and I'm gonna take Miami.
That a boy,
It's-
Dan.
It's stupid. Miami's
like Larry.
0-2 right now. Miami's 0-2 right now. This is a fucking kitchen sink game. They gotta win. They have to win. They have to win this game. I think that's the same thing why I'm nervous about the Jaguars as well. They're 0-2. They gotta fucking win. If they're gonna be a playoff contender, if they're gonna be in the playoffs, they have to win now.
They have to win, but it's a tall task. They have to fly from Miami to Seattle, West Coast. They're flying to the West Coast, long flight, with a backup quarterback on the road.
You want to know the
in
record?
a loud stadium. I just don't. I can't in my eternal being, my soul, say that Miami's going to win.
I mean, I get it, and I just for some reason I get it. I just think if this is the game, if this is it, if you're Miami and you're seeing both Buffalo and the Jets start pulling away from you, you have to fucking win one of these games. And let's go the last 63 games. I know it's a weird number, but that's the record I have right now. Rocky, how many times do you think an East Coast team swinging out to the West Coast has won in the last 63 games?
I got you, TikTok. 1 second. The last 63. 37.
19-44.
19-44. And you're just telling me this now? We've been sports betting for how long?
Hey, my cat looks just like that. Where's my fucking cat?
You fucking stole
Cat!
his cat. No, Brad, he stole his cat.
You stole my cat. Yeah, he fucking stole my cat.
Montgomery
At
or
least one
Pollard?
cat wanted to live in Cincinnati, right?
Montgomery or Pollard as a flex?
I hear they're eating cats in Cincinnati. So I like Montgomery. I like Montgomery.
Yeah,
Same.
me too. I think he's going to get a couple red zone looks and possibly a potential 2-touchdown player this week for me.
Yeah, I think he's gonna run the fucking rock this week, buddy.
Yeah, it's going to be a good slate. And then I think my heart wants Miami to win, but I'm going with Seattle. I think Charbonnet is going to have a game. I think DK is going to do well as well. And I think Skylar is not going to be able to throw the ball to anyone, or maybe, the other team. Because dude's absolutely dog shit terrible. I bet if I asked him to bust out a freestyle, he would just sit and spit some terrible shit. He looks like a local SoundCloud rapper that's on Instagram asking people to buy his mixtapes that are on DVD. And I'm not really fucking with it for my Tyreek Hill quarterback. Not really fucking with it at all. So on that note, we're going to swing to the last game, which is Brian's favorite game of the week.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this to Brian? All right,
the New
listen.
Orleans Saints versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Saints are marching in on Brian and
You fucking son of a
his
bitch.
fantasy team and his sports bets and his favorite jersey.
All right, we're
so
gonna let Bri go on this. I want Bri just to go ahead.
You look excited.
So I'm super excited about this one. So what was the game? Monday, so it's Friday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the last 4 days have been I've been in a mental blender since Sirianni blew that game. I can't blame Saquon for dropping the ball on 4th down. I just can't do it because they're not in that situation without him. I hate the play calls. I think this team is in disarray. If you look at the press conference after the game, Sirianni was like, I didn't make the play call. So he's a glorified cheerleader. I fucking hate him. Fire his ass. Kellen Moore and Fangio are the ones calling the plays. They're running. What does Sirianni do? I don't really understand. I'll get off of that. But going into this game, Saints are super hot. Hottest offense in the league. You look at what the Eagles defense couldn't do against Kirk Cousins, and that's get pressure. They didn't blitz. They didn't do anything. I think they will send more pressure this week because they have to. Huff looks like a bust. Nolan Smith looks like a bust. Nakobe Dean looks like a bust. The defense looks bad. I think the Saints are going to win this game. I hate to say it.
I think the Saints are going to do very well. I think Rashid Shaheed's going to get a 75-yard bomb.
Philly coming off of a Monday night game, short week, having to fly to New Orleans and run into a buzzsaw. I don't like this game. I'm glad that I'm not going to watch it. I might check my phone at halftime, but I have no faith in the Philadelphia Eagles of pulling this game off or keeping it close.
It's all right. Dallas got it. We'll you guys. Real quick. Yeah, before I give you a take, just because TikTok's tweaking. Gibbs or Charbonnet?
This is a tough one. I love how Sharpie's running the ball lately.
Me too.
But I'm going to side with Gibbs just because I do think that Cardinals defense can be had on the ground.
I agree. All right, go for it.
All right. I'm going with the Eagles here.
You teacher. You teacher pleaser. Go Derek Carr. Carr, Baker, go Carr.
Listen.
Listening.
I do not have faith in Dennis fucking Allen. I just don't. I don't have faith that Derek Carr can keep this fucking prolific offense rolling. 91 points in the first 2 weeks means what? It means we're going to regress because that's what happens. Regression is fucking real. Brian, you've bet for how fucking long? How many times have you been on a motherfucking heater and you're like, I'm not going to lose ever again. I probably won't lose for the rest of my life. And then you get back down to 57% where you belong. How many times does that happen? Hold on.
It's just a bad spot for Philly on a short week on the road after a debilitating loss on Monday night.
Short week.
Yes.
No AJ.
I agree. Wait, hold on.
I just think it's a bad spot for Philly.
Hold on. I agree. I think that all signs point to the Saints. Everyone is on the Saints. And what does it mean when everybody is on one side of the game? When the public is all over the fucking Saints because they've been hot as fuck, that means that Vegas is going to fucking be rolling in dough when the Eagles win. Give me the Eagles money line. Give me the Eagles with the points. The Eagles are going to win this game.
Do you want my take now?
Yeah, if you want.
Right, cool. I think personally, just me, don't put any money on it, but I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints here. Honestly, tailing into all the same reasons why Brian mentioned it. I do think it's a tough matchup for a short week. It was like a debilitating loss that they're going to have to try to run into and gain some momentum is it at home or is it in New Orleans?
It's in New Orleans. In
a rough environment where they yelling, "Who dat?" all the fucking time. And you're going to have Alvin Kamara just trotting up and down the field, putting fantasy points on the board. And Rashid Shaheed looks like he is becoming a very, very, very prominent name in the NFL, as well as already having Chris Olave. So without AJ Brown and, with everything going on, I just don't really know. But to spare Brian of the pain, I'm just going to give him some fantasy football questions because I know he's an expert. It's Derrick Henry or Zach Charbonnet?
It's close.
Derrick Henry
Probably.
looks like shit.
I think I'm going to go Derrick Henry just based off of how Dallas performed last week against the run.
Yeah, this is the wrong team to face when you can't defend the run. This is the wrong team. You don't want to face the team that runs an option offense, basically. So, I like Derrick Henry here. And what I will say, one thing about the fucking Eagles is they're going to win this game. So take them on the money line. They're going to fucking win. That's just
that's fair enough. Honestly, I'm not mad at the take. The take. It's not like they're a shitty team.
No, they're not.
Nick says, by the way, guys, get us to 2K and we will fucking really, really get into these. Who should I start week 3? Cam Akers or Devin Singletary at running back? Jeez.
I don't think you could start anyone. I don't think you could start Singletary this week just because of the matchup. Who are they playing? Remind me. I think they have a tough matchup.
Giants are playing the. Why do I not remember?
Giants are playing the Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah, that's a horrible matchup for the Giants. I no, don't stay off of the Giants this week.
Yeah, so start Cam Akers here. Guys, appreciate the likes. Get us to 2K here, man. We're almost there. One question that I had from earlier for you guys, and I'm curious to see what you think. Is where the fuck is it at? Someone wants to trade Achane and Nico Collins for Amon-Ra and James Conner. Is this a good trade?
I think it's pretty good. The only thing that would give me pause about trading Achane right now, or Achane, whatever the fuck we're gonna call him, he's getting a lot of usage in that offense, and without Tua, it's he's gonna, a lot of the offense is gonna have to come from the backfield. So I don't know if you move off of Achane right now. I really don't.
If Achane goes down, that season for Miami is over.
It doesn't look great right now, but once Tyler Huntley comes in, it's going to look a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, I hope he comes in next week. Carr or Stroud, rapid fire?
Stroud.
Oh, Carr. The guy with the Eagles said Stroud, and then the guy who likes the Eagles goes Carr. Sit one, Ayuk, Rice, Flowers, and Nico Collins.
Repeat them again.
Sit one, Ayuk, Rashee Rice, Zay Flowers, or Nico Collins. I'm
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
Yes.
Yep.
Someone says Akers or Moss.
I like it. I think this is a great spot for Moss to step the fuck up. I think we got Jamar Chase. It looks like we're gonna have Higgins kind of trot out on the field, see if he wants to play again. I think that I think you might see a nice Zach Moss game this week.
I'm hoping so. And then Nick from the question earlier says he's starting Akers because Mixon is out. Had another one come through. This one says, should I trade Jordan Addison and Zay Flowers for Cooper Kupp? I believe you pulled the trigger on that.
A lot of people are trading for Cooper Kupp, and I'm not entirely sure why at this point. It looks like he's going to be kind of an injury-prone dude, just coming back off of a very serious injury, already injured again. I don't like trading all of that for him.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but
that's a lot.
Like, it's not like, I get he's been injury-prone, but dude, that dude did that drop tackle, which should have been a penalty, where he grabbed on him and just slammed it on him. But Jack says, who should I pick up for Joe Mixon? He said it twice. Who should I pick up for Joe Mixon? I mean,
it depends on what the waiver wire looks like. I mean, I just think
Carson Steele.
Yeah, not Carson Steele though.
I'm sure Charbonnet's gone. But yeah, dude, the running back room was so light just in drafts to be able to try to fill that spot on waivers. If you see someone hitting waivers that potentially is going to get as much volume as Carson Steele, I mean, it's not. I mean, what else are you going to pivot to waiver wire wise?
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see like what's out there on waivers. Give us some options, and we'll give you a little talking to. That's for sure.
Nick says, rate my team: Kyler Murray, Jahmyr Gibbs, Cam Akers, CeeDee Lamb, Demarcus Robinson, Juwan Jennings, and Jake Ferguson. And Puka's on the IR.
I like that better than the last team.
Yeah, me too. I
feel like 8-1 probably.
8-1 from Dan. Brad, what do you think?
Like 7-5, 7-6.
I'm gonna go. I like Kyler. I like the Kyler Gibbs, and I did like when you had Mixon. I like having
Kyler's
CD.
honestly, like, as a starting quarterback this season, Kyler is what? He's got to be number 1 or number 2 in fantasy points, right?
No, he's like number 4, number 5.
Who's above him?
Does he have any running backs on the bench? I guess is the question. Because I don't, we don't think Akers is going to be the guy all year. So that's a question mark, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is a
I'm gonna
question
give
mark.
that team. I'm gonna give that team an A4. Chorizo, what's up, brother? He says I wanted to trade Baker. He said I wanted to trade Baker, Monty, and Ayuk for Garrett Wilson and James Cook.
I don't think you can move off of Baker unless you got a pretty solid fucking second quarterback
spot. And then
Yeah.
also,
I like Baker this season.
But also with Kittle being kind of banged up, and also with Debo being out, I think Ayuk's ceiling's way higher. I don't like Garrett Wilson at all this season at any point in time. And I do like James Cook, but I think I'd rather have Monty, Ayuk, and Baker than Garrett Wilson and James Conner. I think Garrett Wilson just is name brand. I do like James Cook, though. Chorizo says I have Josh Allen. Okay, if you have Josh Allen, I mean, would I? Yeah, you can get rid of Baker, but wait. So Monty. So basically, what if the trade was Monty and Ayuk for Garrett Wilson and James Cook?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, that's much better than all three for 2 there. Yeah, absolutely.
Because
well, Baker's a throw-in at that point. So
yeah, you're upgrading Monty for sure.
I'm a believer in Garrett Wilson. So yeah, I pulled the trigger on that.
Nick says, is Juwan Jennings a good start this week since Debo is out and Kittle is banged up?
I think so. I think you have to look at Ayuk. I think you have to look at Jennings, but realistically, the points are going to come from the running back position for San Francisco. It looks like Mason's just going to fucking score at will for fantasy. So be careful with that. San Francisco, man, a lot of injuries over there already. The injuries are crazy this year, man. They're fucking nuts, man.
They're filling up. It's been insane. I actually do have a display for it too. Guys, get us to 2K within the next 5 minutes and we'll stay on live. If not, we're going to get off here. We got 2 more. We got Rate My Team. My team is K1, who I'm assuming is Kyler Murray, Cam Akers, Breece Hall, DJ Moore, Rashid Shaheed, Trey McBride, Jonathan Taylor, and J-Mo.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, brother. That's a solid team.
Yeah, I like that team. I like it better than the last team, so got to be like an 8-4 for me.
So I'm also assuming that with Akers, he probably had Mixon. So if it was probably Kyler, Mixon, Breece, DJ Moore, Rashid Shaheed, Trey McBride, Jonathan Taylor, and J-Mo, I'm assuming it's a 12-man. The only thing I'm not crazy about is your wide receiver room's kind of. He said yes. It's kind of light. But I mean, Shaheed and DJ Moore is probably not bad for a 12-man. I've never done a 12-man. So I'm gonna go 8-7. I'm gonna go 8-7. That's solid as fuck. I like having JT.
Probably like at I'm a hard grader, so 8-1.
Yeah, Bry's got that Italian mother grading system where he looks at you.
I got the Dave Portnoy can't be an even number.
He's like Portnoy. And Dan, next time you come up, if you come up for the premiere, we gotta get you some New Haven pizza. It's fire.
Yeah, I've had it before. I've had pizza. We're okay, guys.
No.
You haven't. You know what's happened before? You know what's happened before? I've eaten a fucking pizza. Okay, let's take a break. All right, it's fucking pizza. Let's take a second. All right,
you'll understand one day. 2 more because we're not at 2K yet, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Rapid fire here. I have Alec Pierce, AJ Brown, and Pook on the bench. That's fire. Goes well with that team. Okay, so that's why you're wider. Dude, then your team's a 9 for me, if that's the case. Joe says trade Brian Thomas and Zeke for K9. Is that Kyron? Who the fuck's K9? K1 we just had before. Who's K9?
Who the fuck's K9?
I have no idea. Trade away Bowers and Higgins for Garrett Wilson, Hawkinson, and Ferguson. Kenneth Walker is K9. Yes, that's a trade. Make that happen. Yeah, get Kenneth Walker. Trade away Bowers and Higgins for Garrett Wilson, Hawkinson, and Ferguson. Absolutely not.
I don't think
for
so.
What?
I don't get it.
Why are you trading potentially the number 1 tight end in football when Laporta and Kelsey and Andrews look like shit for someone who's not really doing the greatest? for a quarterback that can get hurt going to the grocery store for Hawkinson and Ferguson.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
also
that.
T's coming back. You can make a better trade with that. But yeah, other than that, I think that's a pretty good solid episode. Gentlemen, what do you think?
Yeah, good to go.
So we will see you guys on Sunday. Much love to all of y'all. And we went through a pretty good slate today. We got our picks. If you guys want to check us out on YouTube, it is Degen Fantasy, Twitter, TikTok, all that's all Degen Fantasy. So check it out. Appreciate the love. And from there, we are gonna get rolling. So catch you guys on Sunday.